So we have found the little girl
Yep.
who is better off down here than she is with her mother, if those bruises are any indication.
Yeah.
And there is some unknown magic user down here,
Yeah.
presumably causing problems. That's forcing these gentle stone creatures to have to leave their home.
I did a cursory med check
Yeah,
on the little girl as she sits there watching these, well, basically little small pebbles bouncing around because apparently, even at a very young age, these creatures can manipulate their environment quite easily and having a great time. But I had a look at her, and yes, she has a range of bruises, all in different stages of healing. So this is not something that was just a one-time occurrence. She's got bruises that are easily a week old and some that are
yeah.
newer. So we have some plans to make and some
And a
decisions.
difficult problem to have to deal with because how are we going to take care of this little girl? Which we cannot take her with us. Life on the river with us would
Oh
be
no,
more dangerous.
we are planning on dealing with very powerful creatures and
Yes.
magic users and sorcerers, and she cannot come with us.
Yes, and we keep yes, we keep making enemies at the court of the seven, and basically on lots of other things that we run into.
Yes. So, but that is a problem, but not the immediate problem. The
No, there is a
immediate,
much simpler one we have to deal with first.
yeah, our immediate problem is how do we get these guys back to their home?
Well, we have to find out whatever person is down here causing that problem.
Yes, I think that's going to involve some exploration and yes, figuring out what we're actually dealing with.
Mhm. How we are going to deal with it is the other thing.
Nope, that's easy.
Well, they aren't going to probably like it that way if we go around causing problems down here and just evict. No, they were evicted by this individual,
Yes,
but solving this through violent means may not be what they want.
we can say please, and then
Yes, we can try convincing this individual if hopefully they're more intelligent than the villagers we've run into so far.
yeah, I don't think they're going to give. Well, I don't know. I have never met them.
Yeah.
Um, I suggest we go and figure that part out.
Yeah. Well, we could very easily have a guide here, fortunately.
Um, that's up to you. I can't talk to these people.
Yeah. I assume we can have this large stone creature at least tell us where their home is, show us where their home is, so we can deal with this problem.
All right. So, in about
In
10,
Primordial, I'll turn to the one we've interacted with this entire time and ask them if they can take us. Please show us where their home is, so we can try and solve this problem for them.
all right. The second you start speaking primordial,
Mm-hmm.
everyone here except the little girl
Mm-hmm.
notice looks in your direction. This is the first time they've heard anyone speaking primordial besides themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get out a whole lot.
No.
You are now the center of attention. It's, it's might be fine by you. Who knows?
Okay. Anyway,
um, all right. The individual we started talking to and have been talking to all along says that part is easy. You head, the fissure is straight. Well, not
yes,
straight, it's jagged. Looks more like a lightning bolt if you drew it out completely.
but it's close enough to a straight line to follow.
There's no branches. That's the key here. A bit rough getting down there.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be, we're not them. There's going to be a few checks get involved getting down there. Depending if you can use some magic, you can get around that. But the thing is, you can't get lost.
No,
It
that is a
is
good thing. Yes.
you. It's just that way.
Well,
He is reticent to leave his clan because that village may send other individuals, and he has to keep an eye out. He's the most capable.
Yep. All right. Well, in that case, I think we should go at least take a look at the situation, see what we're dealing with here.
All right. Well, I don't know what spells you have prepared, but most of my stuff is combat oriented.
I have a mix of stuff. Why?
Well, just, in case this guy doesn't want to leave voluntarily.
Which is going to be likely.
Yeah. Depends on why he's here.
Mm.
All right. On we go.
Right.
I do have Featherfall prepared on my
You all.
ring, just in case. You have it prepared as a spell?
Yep.
All right. This is difficult terrain.
So
Once
movement
we leave,
is very slow.
we have rope. We are going to need to use that from time to time to get down short little drops. We'll have to loop the rock. The rope over a rock, hang on to both ends, get down, retrieve our rope. So
retrieve your rope. I don't have mine anymore.
I would like to start off with a general dexterity check, please. Ah,
11.
all right, we're starting off this really well. The first drop that we need to go down is about 50 feet.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Getting back out is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I slip. I'll collide with you. And there goes our first feather fall. Because
Okay.
otherwise we're going to go splat.
So who's doing that?
Well, I caused it, so I will use my ring and keep us from bouncing rather harshly off of rocks.
Yeah, 5d6 falling damage would not be a nice way to start this off.
So we gather the rope back up,
Mhm.
dust ourselves off,
Yes.
and continue.
Continue.
I would like we both have light spells going. I would like a perception check, please.
15.
You hear a very high pitched something that's bugging your ears. You're not sure what it is.
All right.
Yeah, they're definitely going to do that. As we're going down, the first drop, which we dropped, it levels up a fair amount for a little bit, and then a large swarm of bats is heading straight for us. They got disturbed, I assume, by either the magic or our falling or our cursing or whatever it was,
Mhm.
and it is now heading right for us.
All right. So it's just a bunch of bats.
You can roll. Well, this is going to happen really fast. With disadvantage, you can roll a nature check.
Yeah, with disadvantage, that brings it to an 11.
You're fairly familiar with lots of different things. You're not sure what they are. Bats.
Yeah.
They're not magical creatures or anything, but something about their behavior seems a little odd to you.
Okay. Well, you have a charm of animal influence that you can use to scare them off if you want.
All right, we're going to go for initiative.
Oh, we're fighting these things. Okay.
Well, no, they're definitely swarming at us. It's not like panic swarm. They seem to have a purpose.
Okay. All right, I have an 11.
Okay. You have an 11. I
What do
have
we
a
got?
14.
Okay.
They rolled the second natural 20.
They rolled a natural 20. Okay. Hmm.
No, the second one. The first one is deciding what they're going to do.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
they are en masse swarming us. So I'm going to roll basically 2 attack rolls, and we're going to see if they actually manage to hit us. It's it's different mechanics than just like individual creatures.
Okay.
A 12 to hit you, which misses. A 16 for me, which would hit.
The 12 would hit me as well.
What's your armor class? I thought your armor class was higher than that.
My armor class is 11 unless I cast shield,
Oh.
which I
Well,
will do to
you don't
avoid.
have the bracers anymore, do you?
No, not for several sessions.
Uh, this is an unknown, and I'm relatively fresh, so I am going to cast shield.
Yeah, so will I, just to keep them off of us.
Yeah, it's like I said, it just happens so fast.
Mhm.
So now we get to my initiative, and I will take your advice, and I will use the charm of animal friendship and cast fear. I know it's an area effect, but how many creatures can I affect?
It's a cone.
All right, I am not going to roll for everyone in the cone. They swarm past us, and they're banking for another one. I'll just aim it in their direction.
Okay.
All right, they roll a 6, which is well below the spell save D for this thing. It's 13. They turn tail and leave.
It's a 30-foot cone.
Yep. They leave.
Okay.
Roll another H check, this time without disadvantage.
Okay. 15.
Uh, you're pretty sure that these are just brown bats,
Mhm.
but that was very odd behavior. Something else was affecting that.
All right.
You're not sure what it was, though. They're not vampire bats or anything.
Okay. Hmm.
All right, on we go. So, like I said, we had that first drop, we fell down. We ran into these guys. This cave or fissure is now looking more like a cave.
Mhm.
Apparently, there is at some point another way of getting out of here, because obviously that fissure has not been here forever. It just formed last night. These bats got in here somehow.
Yeah.
And yeah, this looks more like a cave now. You do hear the usual sounds in caves, dripping water, that sort of stuff. We move along.
All right.
We come to a section now where it's beginning to dip down a little bit, and uh, you notice that there's water at the bottom of this.
Okay.
Um, I will have to put on my cap of water breathing, as I suspect that it's going to go below.
Now we're gonna have to swim, right?
We're going to have
Is
to
this,
swim.
I know our guide didn't provide us with much direction, but is this? But we haven't run into anyone, so I assume we have to keep going.
We have not seen anybody.
Yep.
We have not seen any branches in this tunnel system.
Yep.
This is the only way to go. So we're going to go underwater.
Yep.
And there's really nothing down here. We do see some blind cavefish, but they're just little things.
Okay.
We see some newts, salamanders, that sort of thing. Crayfish. Nothing really out of the ordinary, except for the fact that, well, they're all sightless, relatively devoid of color, and not very numerous.
Okay.
And it goes down for a while. Then we get into a slightly wider, almost we suspect is a lake. There's a bit of a current here, so you think there's probably a fissure or openings on either side, and the water is flowing through. But nothing wide. And eventually, as we head straight through, It begins to head up again, and we do break surface. We come back into a cavern.
Okay.
This cavern's a little bit different. It is uh, intermittent at the moment, but there seems to be some crystal structures on the wall and giving off a faint bit of light.
Right. So there's light in here.
Very faint.
Okay.
We do have our light, of course, but
Okay.
we have our spell, so
All right.
that's
I'm just
fine.
gonna take a look as we're just coming out of the water. Just look around and try and listen. Do I see or hear anything that would indicate anything besides just ordinary cave life?
The roll.
All right.
Perception, please.
Perception. 7.
Nothing strikes you as out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
So we head along because, again, there's only one direction to go. You notice that these uh, patches of crystals are getting a little bit more numerous as we progress, and also some of them seem to be quite a bit larger. And they all are giving off a faint glow. And almost to the point now, there's enough of them that we have our bright light within our 30 feet, and then it's just faint from there, everything outside of that.
Okay.
There's we have basically have faint light regardless now. I would like you to roll one more perception check, please.
Okay.
This time with advantage because I'll be helping.
20 total.
You notice as we're progressing, it does wiggle a little bit. It's not a straight line, but you do see ahead a much brighter section that seems to be competing with our light almost in the sense that something up ahead is giving off an awful lot of light.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do here is move to another graphic.
All right. That's a lot of crystals.
Yeah, sorry, we're way over here. All right. This is not exactly what you see. The walls are lined more with crystals,
Okay.
more than I'm showing here, but some of them are really quite large, as you see by that one that's
On the side
right
there.
here. They all seem to be embedded in the sides of the wall, but ahead, as it is very bright up ahead, and as we get towards about here, uh, the section that you see here as just a cave with a few crystals looks a little bit more like a geode almost, in the sense that there's an awful lot of crystals embedded in the wall. And
Okay.
you also do hear the sounds of a pick.
All right. So someone's doing some mining.
Yeah. At this point, if you want to remain unobserved, I would like a stealth check, please.
All right. 14.
All right. So that is a little passive, and he's not expecting anything. So, yeah, we move in closer. There is a stream passing through here. There does seem to be egress here. But moving around in this chamber, there is a robed individual that has a pick, and he seems to every now and then. It's not like a big honking picks. It's just a relatively small one, and he seems to be tapping on crystals. Pulls one off. Goes picks up his staff, has a light spell on it. He examines them, and then he seems to be filling a backpack with these things.
All right.
You're currently unobserved.
All right. Well, if this is just someone who's just mining crystals, we might be able to resolve this peacefully.
Ever the optimist. So not just fireball him.
I think that would probably be a bad way to start this.
All right. What are we gonna do? Crossbow.
Well, there's no need for both of us to go up there and talk to this individual.
All right. So you want me to remain somewhat hidden and observing?
Yes, just in case this does go south.
Okay. These are just big rocks.
Yeah,
These are pillars.
yeah,
They go all the way to the ceiling and the floor. So we are here.
yeah.
We have a roughly good view. I mean, I could hide around here if you like, and you can try being persuasive.
Yeah, you pick a hiding spot, and I'm going to go try and persuade this individual.
All right, so I'm gonna pick a hiding spot. Let's see how good I'm at doing that. And
All right.
what are you gonna do?
I'm going to approach. I'm going to try to be quiet, but I'm still going to approach this individual.
Roll one more stealth check, then, please.
Actually, because I have both of these, and I'm going to forget using them otherwise, and I want to kind of take this person not quite by surprise, but just want to not to get caught sneaking up on them. Basically, I'm going to use one of the natural 20s I have as a portent.
All right. You are cat-like and almost invisible.
Yeah. And the first thing I want this person to know of me there is when I come around and uh, start talking to them, basically.
All right.
All right. So,
Okay. I'm just rolling his reaction to this.
all right. So
What do you
I
think?
come around the. So as I come into view, I say, "Hello, friend. Could I please have a moment of your time?"
You scare the crap out of him. He drops the crystal he's holding, which shatters on the ground, and he does not look happy about that. And he swings his staff around, which has a light spell on it, which is similar to ours.
Yeah.
It says, "Who are you? What are you doing here? This is my patch."
I've just come to talk. I say. Spoke with a word with our elemental friends, and they're not too happy about the fact that you seem to have driven them out of their home.
He he listens to your words, and there's a sneer forms on his face. Good God, you're friends with those stupid things. I should blast you right here and now. So I'm going to do one more thing here first. All right. There's no way that you can stand up to me anyway. Be gone, or I'm going to destroy you.
I I say, if all you're doing is taking in some crystal samples, I'm sure we can discuss this peacefully. You
Are
could
you
take what you
this
need.
stupid? Do you know what these things are? Apparently not. Well, I'm not here to educate you. It says, "This is your last warning. If you don't leave right now, I am going to disintegrate you."
I say that, that we seem to be at an impasse. At the very least, I am. How does he
All
respond to
right.
that?
Well, two things happen.
Mm-hmm.
The uh, staff he has is just it's just a stick with a light on it.
Yeah.
He pulls out of his robe a crystal about this long. It looks like a wand,
Mm-hmm.
but it has intricate runes carved into it all along its length. And he pulls out, points it at you as he sort of rests, like actually just drops his staff because he doesn't really care. And he starts doing some kind of incantation. He's casting a spell, and you're the target as far as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that happens at the same time, a bolt of fire goes whizzing past your ear.
Yep.
How well this goes. So that's going to hit him. Oh, yeah, easily. So, bolt of fire, or fire bolt.
Yep.
Where is my other 10-sided? There it is. No, it's not. I'll just roll this one twice. For 12 points of damage. That's a good hit.
All right. Does that interrupt whatever spell he's trying to cast on me?
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Um, you are being targeted with a spell.
All right.
So you're not doing anything about that. So I would like you to roll a saving throw, please.
Do I recognize this spell?
Well, your limbs are beginning to stiffen.
Right. So it's well, if it's some sort of hold person spell, I do have another natural 20 I can use as a saving throw.
You feel yourself becoming more immobilized.
Well, I don't want that to happen, so I will use my other natural 20 portent to save from the spell.
Okay.
So that is both of them gone.
You can roll an Arcana check at this point if you like.
11. That was low. I think that's too low.
You don't know the spell, but you think it's possibly hold person. Something that requires well, basically holds you or petrifies you or something. So now let's do some initiatives.
Yeah, because this is definite. Well, I tried to resolve this peacefully.
Oh, good God, I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 19.
You're not allowed to roll well.
So you have a 3.
3 plus 2 gives me 5, and you have a what? How much you said?
19.
19. And he has. What's your dex? He has a 14. All right. Well, it makes sense that you're going next because he's just cast a spell.
Because I'm the only one who hasn't done anything. By the way, what's your hit point total? Just so I can keep track of that.
Ugh. Make me look up stuff. My hit point total is 52.
Alright, just good to have someone else keep track of that. Alright, so I'm up first. Well, we tried to resolve this civilly.
Yep.
What's the distance between me and him?
Not much, about 10, 15 feet.
Oh, well, in that case, let's go for Frost Breath to start with.
All right.
Alright. So, Constitution saving throw on his part.
What is your con? There we go. So he has that. He rolls a 17.
That's my DC.
All right.
So he still takes half damage.
All right. And half of whatever this is going to be.
Oh, that's not very good to begin with. 14 points of cold damage halved. So,
All right.
7.
All right. We come to him in the initiative order. 2 of you. I should have known you were going to try and steal my stuff. He casts another spell.
Alright.
You can roll an Arcana check if you like.
21, that's much better.
You don't know the spell,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a variant on invisibility, you're pretty sure, because he just disappears.
As my reaction, I'm going to attempt a counterspell.
Alright. Roll.
So I assume there's a roll involved here. Alright. So, plus 5 to whatever I roll. Natural 20!
Oh, good God!
For a total of 25.
Yeah, you easily counter the spell.
So I wave my hand, releasing a blue rippling pattern to disrupt disrupt his invisibility.
Yes. And you know, because the fact you had to try harder,
Yeah.
But it was not the spell invisibility.
Not standard invisibility. Okay. All right.
Well, that shocks him.
Thought I managed that.
Yeah. He is not a happy person right now.
Well,
All right. So that was his action.
Spell slots in less than 6 seconds.
Yeah. That was his action.
Yeah.
His bonus action is to drink a potion.
And some of my dad's going to be healing if he's only taking 7 damage.
And then, all right, so I was over here.
Yep.
I shot at him. You were standing roughly here. He's standing roughly there. And he now uses his move to run behind here and crouch.
What did the potion do?
Who knows?
All right.
Nothing obvious.
All right, so he didn't heal, because that would be fairly obvious.
Depends on how much damage he's taken relative to that.
Anyway. So it's your turn now.
All right. So he's moved out of my eyesight, so I do need to move. I need to... The first part of my turn
Yep.
is I'm going to move laterally 30 feet so I can see him again. And he is got partial cover now, which makes hitting him with a firebolt pretty hard, and most other things along those lines. So I think I will just cast Magic Missile at first level.
Yep. That is not affected by cover.
Nope. I cast 8, 11 point. I get a lot of 11-point magic missiles. I don't know why.
Yep. Probably close to the average.
Yep. So he's got this glowing crystal in his hand,
Mhm.
and he sees the magic missiles coming at him. He does this, and you see a sleeve drop down, and there is a bracelet. And the bracelet seems to have these little shields on it. And one of them glows as he mutters something, and the shield spell blocks my magic missiles.
All right.
So he takes no damage.
That is annoying.
And that is all I can do. Back to the top of the round, which is you.
Yes. So shield is still up, which means he's got a +5 armor class for the round.
Yeah, you don't usually fire
No.
combat. That sort of spell on him.
No, but I do have the ring,
Oh, yes.
which is charged because we went past dawn.
Yes.
So, but that is an attack roll.
Yeah, that would be a higher roll than you're used to that thing.
Yeah.
So,
No magic missile either because the shield is still up.
Yep.
That's a waste. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm going to try just hitting him with frostbite to see if this will work. Because
Right.
at least I'm going to try and wait around to see if that shield spell goes away.
What's the range on Frostbite?
60 feet, so I might have to move up if I...
60 feet, you said?
60.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine. You don't have to move.
Okay.
Do you want to move?
Yeah, just so I can keep him in eyesight, basically.
Yeah, alright. Saving throw.
Yeah, Constitution again.
13.
Fail.
Yep.
Alright, for 5 points of cold damage.
Yes, seems to affect him.
Alright. And he has disadvantage on his next, well, weapon attack. roll. So he hasn't been doing much of that. So
It doesn't. Does it affect spell attack rolls?
nope, it specifies weapon attack rolls.
All right.
So that's probably not going to come into play here. But
No. Right, so that. His turn. He looks extremely unhappy. So he's gonna do that. I would like a dexterity saving throw, please.
I probably should have saved the natural.
Oh, sorry. Give you an option here. He's the wand blows. He's doing some very familiar gestures and words.
This fireball.
You can roll an Arcana check if you like.
22.
Yep. You have a magic user warming up a fireball spell.
Counter spell, which just counters it.
Yep. Have to put all these die back.
Yeah, but that's all my third level spell slots.
He is just livid at this point.
This is what. Yep. I've seen many a red player react that way in Magic the Gathering.
Yep.
Welcome to fighting blue magic.
Yeah, he is not a happy person. So he's going to do here. He was here.
Yep.
He's moving this way.
Okay.
He can't get here, but it looks like he's trying to head behind this pillar.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to about here.
Okay.
And that's my turn. Well, did you say fireball? No, actually, I recognize the bloody sword.
You should
all
probably.
the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we want to play this, do we? 2, 4, 6, 7.
Well, okay. Fireball in an enclosed space. Well, not too enclosed.
It doesn't have any pressure to it.
No.
It's with fire. So I'm going to cast fireball.
Yeah.
Mark that off first.
And he needs to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yep. That's 20. Ugh, below average too.
So, not a very good fireball.
29 points of damage.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Does he succeed, though?
Hmm?
The saving throw.
That is. I have to look at my own spell save DC. That's just insulting. He does make the DC right on the target.
All right, so 29 halves to 14.
Yep. So we'll get rid of that. All right. He looks a little charred as he
But he's
dies.
taking some damage.
Yep. And he is getting less and less happy by the moment.
Yeah, I've countered 2 of his big spells,
Yep.
and now he's been fireballed.
Yep.
All right, so we come back to me now.
Top of the round. He is roughly right here.
All right.
You are now just out of 60-foot range for him. You have to, if you want to do something that requires that distance, you'll have to move up.
Yeah. I know I didn't recognize that bracelet he has, so I don't know if that is just a magic item, unless him cast shield once or something, or if it's something else. That just gives him a permanent shield spell he can call upon if he wants as a reaction. I don't know.
I'll give you an Arcana check if you like, but it'll be a disadvantage because this is a battle.
11. Neither are very good rolls. Alright, so I could just be throwing magic missiles and wasting them here. Yeah. Problem is, you could very easily get another fireball off next turn. I pull out. Do I use the ring here? Is the question or not? Because that's the most. Well, it makes the most sense, I think.
So, ring of the ram.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing I can come up here.
How many charges are you blowing?
I just want to look at what the bonus to attacking on this is. +7 to hit. Okay. I am going to use all 3 of them.
Oh, really? So the precedent is continuing.
Yes. All right. So +7 to this to roll to hit.
Yep.
No advantage, no portents. All right. This is a straight roll. Oh no. I rolled a 3. +7 is 10.
You miss.
So I bring the ring up, say smite, and it just goes, impacts the pillar behind him, I assume.
Yeah, you impact the cave wall, do a crap ton of damage to it, but besides having a few shards, and probably have to change his underwear, he is not really effective.
Oh, well, that did not work.
Well, you had to miss eventually. It's been doing.
I missed the first time I used it.
But you had some really great successes with that.
I have, yes. That's the problem, though. I had advantage or portents to call upon. I don't have that here. I'm just going to keep trying to keep him in view, and that's about it. I can't do much else.
All right, so you're about here.
Yeah.
You can move ahead 30 feet.
Yeah.
But he's right here. He could easily duck in here. You can't move enough to be able to cover that angle.
I'll just leave it there for the moment then.
All right, so you move ahead 30 feet. So his turn. He does literally that. He heads behind this pillar.
Okay.
And that's all you know.
All right. Well, he didn't cast a fireball at us, but he might be just trying to run away at this point.
So nothing else happens. We get to my turn.
Yep.
I am currently way over here. Oh, sorry, no, here.
Mm-hmm.
I move ahead 30 feet. I have no target, so I move ahead another 30 feet.
Yeah. You still cannot see anyone.
No, actually, it's not. I don't think I'll do that. I can't see him. I'm a long way out of battle. I am going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
And while doing so, I am going to hang on to my Transmuter Stone. And because of the possibility of fireballs, I am going to change it to to fire resistance.
All right.
And then I am going
90
to
feet.
30, 60 feet. Do I get the third
You
one?
do, yes. It's on your turn as well. It's when you cast the spell.
And then 30
90.
more. And then, looking in that direction, I tell you, I don't see him.
He turned invisible, probably.
So, I am going to take a big chance next turn, I think. That's my turn.
Right.
All I can do. Back to you. You are currently here.
All right.
So, here.
I'm going to move 30 feet towards you.
This way?
Yeah.
All right, you can go here.
All right. As a bonus action on my turn, I'm going to cast Misty Step.
All right.
Teleport 30 feet towards the towards that entrance to the chamber.
Yep.
All right.
And that's
And then I'm going to use my action to try, and I'm just looking for any footfalls and disturbances on the ground that might tell me where an invisible person is.
roll perception, please.
All right. Is this with disadvantage?
No, you're using your whole action to do this.
Okay. And I roll an 8.
Who knows?
All right.
There's a lot of dripping sounds here. You don't really perceive anything.
All right, well, that's my turn.
Okay. His turn. What are you going to do, buddy? Nothing seems to happen during his turn.
Okay. Well, we come to you now, I guess.
Alright. I have a sneaky suspicion that our little buddy is invisible and sneaking around.
Yep.
I'm going to take a chance, and I am going to summon my familiar. As a bonus action to do that?
I think so, yes.
And I am going to waste my turn using augmented senses,
yeah,
and see if I can detect where he is.
All right.
That is that. Roll that. I do not. I can't find it.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my movement.
Mm-hmm.
To move ahead 30 feet, and I think what we should do here is span as much of this as we can. We should probably move this up a bit.
Yeah. Assuming he hasn't already gone past us, though.
Yes. And see if we can.
I don't think he would. Just off the top of my head, I just trying to think about this from his point of view. I don't think he would go past us, because there's an underwater passage you'd have to swim through, and then there's a bunch of climbs he has to make. That's not something you would want to do while potentially having two people chase you.
Yep.
So I think it's more likely he's going to try and stay in here, but the problem is... yeah, I do not have S.A.N visibility prepared.
And you used up the scroll, right? Didn't we have a scroll?
Yes, we did. Last time when we were looking for the clairvoyance sensor that the sorcerer was using.
All right.
So we're going to my turn now?
Yes.
All right. Well, there is one other familiar we haven't tried yet, so I'm going to use my bonus action to summon Alice.
Yep.
And I'm going to use her action to try and see if she can smell this individual.
All right.
So keen smell. Let's hope this works. Okay, that's high. That's high. 19. I don't know if you're going to make a contested check against that or not.
I already rolled his stealth check.
Okay.
So. Alice does indeed get a whiff of this gentleman, but unfortunately, a smell is not the same as a sound or a direction from him, like disturbing dust or something. This is just, he has been by here
many times, probably.
Yeah, it is. I think instead what you should do is roll a perception check for her hearing and see if she can detect it that way.
Okay.
Because you're wasting your whole turn, I'll still give you advantage because you're going to be listening as well. So advantage on sound.
Okay. 17.
You do hear a splash.
From...
is ahead of us.
Oh.
So we're here, roughly, still. And you hear a splash in this direction.
Alright, I say he's crossing the stream up ahead, and I'm going to use my movement to move 30 feet towards the stream.
Okay, so you can move from here to here.
So I can just barely see the stream, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, that's all I can do.
Alright. You, as you're standing there, see him pop into existence right here.
All right, that's not a good sign.
Let's see, finishes casting a spell.
This could be bad.
This is going to require a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, I didn't say Alice moved up with me. And technically, she should have her own initiative, so she hasn't moved. So I guess in that sense, she stayed by where she was.
Doesn't matter.
Why?
Because I am rolling too. He is casting a spell with a sufficient radius to encompass both of us because we're only 30 feet apart.
Oh, so Alice is caught in the fireball.
So is my familiar.
Oh, do you have counterspell prepared?
No, I do not.
Yeah. Also, you may not. Okay.
I'll check that. I don't remember.
I don't even know if you've copied it down yet.
Oh no, it's in my book.
Oh. Okay, so all four of us are rolling against saving against fireball.
I would like you to roll your familiars first, just in case you roll a natural 20.
No, I was just going to roll both, but do you want me to roll hers first?
Yeah, I roll my familiars first.
I did roll a natural 20.
I did not. You did?
I did. Again,
Right.
I mean, this proves nothing, but
Yeah.
can you tell it says 20?
Gets obliterated.
Okay, so Alice is... Yay! For once, Alice lives!
Yeah.
And now, see if I roll.
Yeah.
I roll a 5, which becomes a 6. That's a failure.
That's a failure. I roll 12, which becomes a... Because I don't have that anymore. Dexterity, I have plus 4.
Yeah, so 16.
16. What is your spell save DC, buddy?
16's good.
That is above his spell save DC.
Alright, so you have the damage, and you're resistant to fire.
And then I have it again.
Yeah.
And
This could
I
hurt.
roll 8d6 for you.
Well, you're just having the damage twice.
What's that?
You're just going to have this damage twice.
Yeah. Ugh. One less than I did before. 28 points of damage.
Alright, so I take all of that. That's painful.
You take 28.
Yep.
I take 7. And I kiss my transmuter stone.
And your owl is ashes.
My owl has gone back to the Fey realms until I summon her again.
Oh, you need to roll a concentration check for Expedition Retreat, by the way.
No, yeah, it says I roll above 10, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could give you my luck, but unfortunately I cannot.
Now, I already used my portents.
Well, that's a natural one, which I'll be re-rolling.
Well, at least it's not the fireball.
Yeah. And that's a 16 plus a bunch, so...
Yeah, so you maintain the spell.
Yep. We are now at my turn. I'm back here.
Yeah.
But I have
Well, you maintain the spell so you can move really quickly.
Yep. I'm going to move 30 feet for my movement.
Yep. More for
30
a
feet
bonus.
for my bonus movement.
Yep.
And then I can see him.
Yep. I mean, the best plan would probably be another fireball. But
he doesn't have any cover or anything. I could fireball him again easily.
yeah.
He didn't counter the other one. Yep.
Oh, so we may not know counter.
Fireballs.
Okay. Hopefully roll high this time.
I think that's the highest fireball I've done in a while.
That's good.
33 points of damage.
Okay, now let's see if he saves.
Hopefully not a natural 20.
That'll be bad.
No, he rolls a 9.
Alright. I highly doubt he has a +6 dexterity.
No.
Okay. So 33 points of fire damage.
Alright, let's see what else you have here, buddy.
All right.
He screams.
Yeah, I mean he's taken 59 points of damage now, by my count.
And crumples to the ground.
Okay.
And is not moving anymore.
Before we do anything else, I do not know. I've never tried this yet before, but I think now is a good time as any. I've identified it, so I'm going to take out the flask of endless healing potion that we found in the museum. So so it's just a standard healing potion. Yeah.
Yep.
So I can use it once per day, right?
Yep.
All right. I am going to drink that.
All right.
Well, if it is what I identified it as, it probably is.
And you get poisoned and die.
So on 2d4 plus 2, I rolled a 4 and a 2, which brings it up to 8 points of healing.
Yeah.
Right.
So you do indeed heal 8 points.
All right. Mildly less singed now.
Yes, you're only down 20.
Yes. All right. Well, it's good to give that a field test, if nothing else.
Yeah, well, without the field, but anyway. All right.
All right, now let's go over and take a look at this guy.
He is human. He is charred. He is dead.
Yep.
And what do you want to do?
Well, the first thing I want to do is he's a wizard. He's gonna have magic on him. I don't have detect magic prepared. I could ritual cast it now that there's no. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to ritual cast detect magic to start with.
And 10 minutes later, plus 6 seconds.
Okay.
You detect magic and are almost blinded by all the magic that is around.
Okay,
you.
so these are magic crystals of some sort.
Yes. The large ones are radiating a substantial amount of magic.
Okay. I'm going to try and cut my hands around my eyes or something like this and focus on the stuff that he has.
For a wizard, he is remarkably unmagicked. He has a couple of blips that seem to be coming from a pouch at his waist.
Mm-hmm.
And that rod that he's been holding is magical as well.
What about that bracelet?
My bad. I forgot all about it. Yes, that as well.
So I'll take that stuff from him.
Yep.
And the obvious other thing I'm going to search for him for other magical things, including a spell book, because if he is a wizard, he has one. Or maybe not on him, though.
You search him.
Yep.
You find a pouch that has 2 potions left in it, and there's no money on him. There is no spell book. You get the impression that he has stashed some stuff somewhere.
Yeah.
And
possibly in here.
Possibly somewhere, but it's not on him.
No. All right. So we have some stuff to identify.
Yeah.
Should we could probably save that for the moment because I want to just check what's further down this corridor here.
All right. This area here,
yeah,
this large central area,
full of magic crystals that are nearly blinding me, you said.
Yeah. Yes. They are giving off a fair amount of light. They are indeed things of magic.
Yeah.
There is, you can't really see it, but there is cracks in this wall here.
Yeah.
Where the stream is flowing through here, and it is leaving through some sort of hole in the floor here.
Mm-hmm.
Down this way, the cavern continues, but it seems to be, in general, heading up a bit.
All right.
Well, the bats got in here somehow.
Yes, so there is another way out of here.
Yes.
Well, we've solved their problem if you want to go back and tell them.
Okay. What do you want to do with Mr. Crispy?
Uh, I do not know.
Well, there is a drain over there.
Is it big enough for him to go through?
Yeah,
Okay, we can throw him in that if you want.
yeah. I mean, just tie a rock to him
Okay.
and flush him.
Okay.
Yeah. Stick some rocks in his pockets or whatever, just so he has a negative buoyancy. And yeah, the water's draining down through there.
Okay.
It's actually a fairly brisk, cold stream. You find it very refreshing actually when you're standing in it.
Especially since I've been charred.
Yeah. So yeah, we dispose of the body.
Yes.
And by the way, the spells that we've thrown in here were not the first ones.
What do you mean?
Well, we saw some charred. Well, I mean,
There's been a fight here, you mean,
yeah,
before.
but now that there's no imminent danger, you notice there's other marks, other things that indicate that some other combat has happened here as well.
Do you think he was fighting something?
Uh, Give me an intelligence check. Actually, no, make that an Arcana check.
22.
You, well, partially because you're also from the primordial plane, you think an elemental was summoned in here, and you're fairly certain it was a fire elemental.
All right, so he summoned a fire element. Well, I'm glad he didn't do that to us.
Yeah, and that's you suspect from that roll. That's probably why our friends left here.
Okay, yeah. I guess, well, we can identify some of this stuff now or wait till later.
Well, we're not in any immediate rush. What do you want to do?
Sure. We can take a break and identify the stuff.
Okay, you cast identify. I cast
Somehow
identify.
doubt our stony friends are going to care too much if we take our time.
Yeah, it also is going to take a little while to get back there because
I'm going to start with that crystal rod he has because does that look like the same sort of crystal that's in his cave?
yes,
Okay.
and it has been modified in the sense it's been turned into a spell focus.
Okay, so it's an arcane focus.
It's an arcane focus, and it's a +1.
Oh, it's a +1 magic arcane focus. That'd be good for you.
I don't want anything from this guy. I don't like him, but we'll keep it for the moment.
Okay.
See if my prejudice dies away.
All right. What did you identify with? Start with.
I started with a bracelet.
Okay.
It is a. Oh, by the way, the arcane focus requires attunement,
Yep. Okay. Well, I already have an arcane focus.
and I like what I'm
Let's do
attuned
this.
to.
Yeah.
This also requires attunement, and it is indeed a shield bracelet, and there are 7 shields around it. And as a reaction, you can activate one of them to cast a shield spell, and they recharge.
All right. So it's got the same sort of recharge as like a wand or the ring.
Yep.
Okay.
And like I said, you can cast in a day, 6 shield spells
For free, but the seventh one I assume has the same thing your one does.
Yeah, there's a chance that the thing.
What's nice thing about my ring, it doesn't have that problem.
Yeah,
All right, so that could be useful.
and the potions are 2 potions of greater healing,
Ah,
and that is indeed what he took.
oh, so he did. He took 7 points of damage.
12 for me.
Oh, okay.
We forgot the firebolt.
Oh, I did forget the firebolt. I didn't write that down.
Yeah. So he
Okay.
was down 19 hit points, which was almost half at that point.
All right, so we can divide up the potions now if you want.
No, you take them.
Oh, okay.
I already have 2 greater healings, and I don't think you have any, do you?
No, I've used the last one up.
Yeah. So I still have 2. Now, a couple of choices. We can go back and talk to our stony friends.
Yep, that's a good one.
Decide whether or not we're going to tell them the truth, or you can go with your initial intent, which was to convince him to leave.
Convince them to leave?
Or hmm?
What?
When you first came down here, your intention was to convince them to leave.
Yeah, it's this guy.
Yeah. So you can tell me you did that if you like. The amount of damage down here doesn't seem to be any greater than what the fire elemental had done anyway, so that's fine. Or you can tell them the truth, and that's up to you.
We're probably going to have to lie to the villagers as it is. So,
And then as far as here,
yeah.
um, whether or not you want to search for any kind of hidden stash or cache of things,
We can do that before we go, yeah. With your assistance?
yeah, you can roll a investigation check with advantage.
16.
Unfortunately, not high enough.
Well, such is life. We got some stuff.
We got some stuff.
All right, let's make our way back and talk to our stone friends.
All right. Making it through the water is very easy.
Yeah.
Making it through all the level bits is fine. The bats have flown for the moment.
Yeah.
It is now nighttime, so they're probably just going to go outside
Yeah.
and cannot come back till dawn. The hard part
Is climbing up again.
is 50-foot climb. I have a suggestion.
Or what's that?
Just yell up and say, hello.
Okay, yeah, we can try and get their attention if you want and see if they
They're
can.
right at the top of this 50-foot climb.
Yeah. See if they can
And
make a staircase.
maybe they either come down or make it easier.
Yeah. All right, we'll try and get their attention and see if they can assist us getting up there.
All right. Getting their attention is easy
Mm-hmm.
because they probably sensed us coming anyway. The gentleman you were talking to all along basically almost molds himself into the side of the rock face and comes down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a 15-minute conversation where you tell him.
I'm going to explain to him that we tried to convince this individual to leave, but he was uncooperative and attacked us, and we defended ourselves. And he is dead now. I'm not going to lie to these creatures. It was an unfortunate outcome, but there was little we could do about it.
He's sad. He was kind of hoping that we would prevail in a non-violent way, but he understands.
Yeah.
He's not stupid. But
yes,
yeah.
I look probably rather cooked at the moment.
Yeah. He says he understands. There are a number of ways out of here.
So, as far as we know, that should be your problem solved. I think.
Yes. He says some primordial words. We also feel a resonance on a different level, and a swarm of these guys come down into this part of the chamber. One of them's carrying the little girl.
Okay.
And they are now standing there much happier because he's going to go up and seal this rift.
Yeah.
Once we leave, of course.
I turn to you. What are we doing about the kid?
He had a suspicion
mm-hmm.
that this may present an issue.
Yeah.
But he says our cave system is quite extensive.
Mm-hmm.
The little girl is better off with us temporarily, and then we'll find a nicer place for her to go.
Yes.
Because she doesn't want to go back, and I don't blame her.
Understandably.
Yeah. Because they're not nice.
No, they are not. All right. So now that has been resolved, we have one last thing to discuss.
What's that?
And that is, do we even bother going back to that village?
All right, we have two choices.
Yes.
There are egresses from this. I forgot to mention one of them. There is also another way. It's a very narrow way up through here,
Okay.
and then that way, of course.
Where does
Uh,
okay? I'm going to just while we're talking to our elemental friends here, I'm going to ask where those points come out above.
not entirely sure, but this particular section of the map is pointing south towards the top. So it is roughly in the direction we're going, but it may not continue that way. He doesn't understand, he doesn't know much of the external world's geography.
Mhm.
But one of them, the one to the right, actually does head towards the mountains. But again, he only knows this because he can sense the amount of weight of material above him.
Okay, so
Uh,
that heads us in the right direction.
but maybe not up.
No. All right.
Like I said,
Rather than just wander around in a cave system that we have not much general idea of where we're going, I do suggest we return to the surface and take our chances that way. I just look to you. I have no real desire to return to that village. I don't know about you.
at best,
Yeah.
we can expect like a bag of turnips or a chicken or something like
At
that.
worst, we can expect outright hostility.
At worst, well, they might try to poison us. They might, I don't know, form an angry mob, and we'd have to end up.
That's dangerous, even to two wizards.
Yep. We don't know.
No.
Uh,
So I think the best case is that we leave this as it is for the moment.
yep.
Leave the little girl in their capable hands,
Yep.
or whatever they have instead. And we head back up and we just try to avoid the village. It shouldn't be too difficult. We can
Um,
probably make our way back to the road without.
he says, uh, that's. I understand. Definitely avoid them. But can you stay here for about 10 minutes? I have something I want to do first.
Okay, we'll wait for 10 minutes. Yeah,
Yep. He, after he says that, sinks down into the earth out of sight.
that's a handy trick.
Yeah. They are extremely powerful individuals,
Yeah.
but they would never harm anything.
Well, I think
Even
even
if
earth
they did.
elementals have that ability to like move through solid stone like that.
Yeah.
They are effectively made of it.
Yeah. 10, well, 10-ish minutes.
Okay,
Who
I
cares?
went and give some counting.
Yeah. We're just sitting there on a rock watching a little girl be very, very happy
Yeah.
playing.
Very far away from her abusive mother.
Yep. And eating mushrooms.
Mhm.
Anyway, 10 minutes goes by and he returns.
Mhm.
Basically the same exact way, just seems to appear out of the dirt
Yep.
or solid stone, actually. And he holds out, well, we'll call it a hand. There are two gems in his hand. He says, I wanted to thank you. I know this did not go the way, I mean, again, remember, this conversation is taking a long time, but
Yep.
the gist is I wanted to reward you, even though I don't agree with how it turned out. I understand that things don't always
No,
work out the way you want them to.
we tried.
And
It's just in the end we had no alternative.
I wouldn't want to see harm come to
No.
you. We have our home back. Um, and anyway, he says, please take these.
All right.
There are two beautiful gems.
All right. I don't have detect magic up at the moment.
Nope.
No. So I'll
They
just
are
I'll just put
glowing.
those in my bag of holding for the time being.
Oh, well, you get one, I get one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yours is bluish green.
All right.
And yes, they are giving off light.
All right. All right. Blue green gem from the elementals. Let's write that down for the moment. We can identify those and work out what those are later.
Yeah.
All right.
So he creates a set of stairs for us.
As we go back up, thank you.
We climb up.
Yeah.
Uh, he bids us farewell in a nice 5 to 10 minute ceremony.
Okay.
We leave,
All right.
and as we leave, you begin to see the fissure beginning to close behind us.
Okay. So as the fissure I just want to make sure I want to stick around to make sure the fissure stops closes.
This takes a bit of time. It is a huge rift.
Yeah.
And he's been moving an awful lot of earth and stone, even with the help of some of his clan. It does take about a half hour for him to close this up.
Yeah. Half hour. Okay. I'm also
in the interim. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
In the interim, I just want to keep an eye out for any of the villagers because I'd like to avoid running into any of them.
All right. Roll a perception check.
14.
As you're watching this, you smell some acrid smoke initially, and then this is now, without crunching numbers, it's definitely after dark. And you look in the direction of the village, and you see flickering light.
Like torchlight? Or firelight, I guess. I don't have.
More than that. It has to be an awful lot of torches.
Is the village burning?
Hard to tell. You do smell some acrid smoke.
Mm-hmm.
You do see a lot of, well, more light than from a handful of torches. It has to be an awful lot of torches. But it is a half-hour walk to the town through woods, so it's not obvious.
All right. Well, my curiosity does not outweigh my desire to not run into these people again.
All right.
I assume I remember the direction to in the woods to get back to the road while avoiding the village.
You'd be coming to find the road without, a good survival check. You would have to come to the edge of the woods and then skirt along the farmland to find the road.
Well, if it comes down to getting lost in the woods or running into these people again, I actually would probably prefer getting lost in the woods.
All right.
All right, so can we go back up to the surface?
Not well, yeah, sorry. We can go up to the surface, my bad. We are here. It's now dark, of course.
It's now dark, okay.
This is not here, of course.
Okay.
And this is gradually sealing up.
All right.
Are we gonna wait until it's done?
No, I don't think so. If it's going to take half an hour, it's probably not worth it.
All right. So, village is that way. The road is that way.
Well, we can skirt around in the trees, presumably the forest, to get to not have to go through the village.
It is dark. Do you want to get some light spells going, or do you want to try just using good old-fashioned night vision?
Which we don't have.
No, we don't have dark vision.
No.
It's not dark. You can, as a human, move around in the woods without a light source. It's just, going to require
a bit more
higher DC to find where you're going.
Well, we're not running anywhere. No, we should probably have light for this.
All right. So we cast 2 light spells.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So now I would like you to roll a survival check with disadvantage, please.
With disadvantage.
You're in unfamiliar territory, trying to find a road in the dark.
All right. With disadvantage, that's 13.
All right. So we start heading off in the right direction. Let's see. There's a couple things that can happen here.
You want to just avoid these people. I can let conjure fog if it really comes down to it.
All right. We do come out a little. All right. We don't actually come out of the woods, but the direction we originally chose It was
Yeah.
pretty close to where we needed to go, but it does. You see uh, a clearing,
Yeah.
and the clearing, as we're looking, it's hard to tell because it's dark. Looks more like field, like farm field, than a clearing. So
Well, we can.
we're heading in the right general direction,
Yeah.
but we veered a bit towards the actual village.
Well, we can keep. We can try to correct our course now. Then I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
But at this point, you do notice that the village is on fire.
Oh, do we care? I probably definitely do not care.
I would like you to roll an Arcana check and a Perception check, please. Perception first.
Okay. 9,
Okay, and then an Arcana check.
20 total.
All right. You've seen a few of these today.
Mm-hmm. So it's a fireball.
Yeah. Fireballs, plural, have been blasted in this village. There's screaming, running around, just pandemonium. And not
Really
nearly,
wish I still had a 3rd level spell slot.
not as much as would be accounted for by the number of people we saw before. So either there's a lot fewer people, or they've all scattered.
All right. What's the range on create water? The range 30 feet.
Here.
30 feet. I'm fairly certain that's further away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's about 200 feet of field before
Before
you
we
get
can
to
get to the
the first
village. So yeah.
building. So yeah.
Now the only reason I would go over there is to confirm my curiosity whether or not this is the court or not, because it might mean that they're catching up to us.
Yes.
Which is why I wish I still had a 3rd level spell slot.
Arcane, clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance, I would just sit down and cast clairvoyance from here to scry in the village as opposed to going over there, but I don't have that. And we don't have your owl.
So you can't cast that as a ritual, I know.
Nope.
Not a ritual spell.
Nope. Its casting time is 10 minutes, but it's not a ritual.
I can resummon my owl, but that takes a fair amount of time.
Hour and 10 minutes. I could. Alice is still alive.
Yep.
So I could have her go over and check.
Do you want to?
Do you think this is worth finding out?
It is the major reason why we're out here at the moment, besides, just discovering the world and seeing neat people like that.
Yeah. We need to know if this is the court or not.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Could you cast invisibility on Alice, please? Because I want to give her as much of a chance of surviving this as possible.
Yep. I have plenty of 2nd level spells left. All 3 of them, actually. I will cast invisibility on Alice.
All right.
Her instructions to her, because she will be beyond your ability to give new instructions.
Before I do that, okay, here's a ruling that we probably should know at this point, but I don't think we do. When I'm focusing on my familiar, does that count as me concentrating?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. So I can't concentrate on, say, fog cloud when I do that.
You basically are putting your mind into your familiar's mind.
Then I'm going to suggest we step back into the woods a little bit, just not far, douse our light spells.
Yep.
All right, so we do that, and then I'm going to instruct Alice to be very careful, but go over to the village and see what's going on, and avoid getting burned by fire if possible.
Okay, I'm gonna need a bit better, more specific instructions, because that's kind of vague.
All right, go to the edge of the village and take a look what's going on.
Yep.
Look and see who's causing this, and once you've confirmed that, come back.
All right.
And then I'm going to sit at the edge of the forest, close my eyes, and perceive her senses the entire way.
Okay. So we sit down.
And I'm going to count on you to keep us alert.
I will watch out for anything near us,
Mhm.
and we are going to see what we can see. I would like you to roll a perception check for your cat.
Yep, not with the advantage because this is site based.
Yeah, all she's gonna smell is smoke.
And yeah, she's going to smell smoke and ash.
Yep.
All right, perception 21.
And I would like you to roll a stealth check too, please.
I hope with advantage because she's invisible and no one should be looking for her.
I'm gonna give disadvantage. I mean, you can't. I mean, it doesn't stack, so I'm giving disadvantage for them to locate if she does
Okay.
something stupid.
Does she have advantage on the stealth check?
No, just stealth.
The stealth, okay.
Yeah.
Stealth is higher for her, I believe, than her. Yeah, 16.
All right, so that's way above passive.
Yeah. So unless anyone's actively looking for her, she should be fine.
Yeah.
And even then, it's a cat.
It's a cat.
Well, the cat's invisible is the thing. So
The invisible cat at the edge of a town with a lot more important things going on than an invisible cat that they don't even know is there.
yeah.
So no, she is not
So,
perceived,
yeah.
as far as you can tell.
And what do I perceive?
Okay. You rolled 21, you said?
Yes.
All right. You see some people on fire. You see one individual not on fire and looks
Your guess is
very,
who?
very familiar. Not in the sense of identity as far as facials, like an individual you know,
Mhm.
but someone that looks an awful lot like someone we just fought.
So another one of the court sorcerers.
No,
No?
the one that was
Oh, the wizard.
one of those that is fighting, it was casting fireballs, and then we fought one of the prototypes.
Oh dear. One of those things.
And it is letting loose.
All right. Well, that does confirm that the court is responsible for this.
Yeah, there's people dying everywhere. It's just whenever someone goes running by, they get firebolted, and then just after a few moments of this, how what was your instructions again? To
Alice was to go there, look around, see who's responsible, and then return.
Okay, so
So,
she sees,
yep.
and she's heading back just as a fireball goes off, centered on the prototype.
Oh dear.
And the fireballs are getting better. 31 points of damage.
Okay. Well, I don't. Well, it's up to Alice whether or not she looks back or not.
No. Well, she's scampering.
Yeah, she's coming back. Okay.
Uh,
It would be. I was curious to see if it survived that.
well, we see the fireball.
We see lots of fire. No, you see the fire. I'm.
Yeah.
I suppose I will. Once Alice is on her way back, I will come out of that receiving their senses because there's no point. It's just seeing the field again.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, a fireball just went off.
Yeah, I heard it. As I say, as I'm coming out of that.
Yeah.
It's one of the prototypes.
Oh.
It may have just died, to be fair.
What are we going to do about that? Because there's never just a prototype from what we've noticed.
I'm not in any. I don't think we're in any condition to take on another sorcerer at the moment. I'm half spent. I'm at above half health.
I have one first, 2 seconds, and a third left.
In order to spell slots, I have 3, 2, and 0. So I have no counter spells of any kind. No large scale evocation spells. And just I don't think we're in any position to take these guys on.
All right.
Also, we don't really care what happens to this village.
It's a little late for the village.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's far less in the way of activity as far as screaming
A
goes.
greater evil came along and crushed the lesser evil. So,
That last fireball seemed to have quieted all the screaming.
okay, so either it killed everyone and or possibly the prototype.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they clearly have more than just one of these things.
If you're gonna do an experiment, you should have a larger sample size, I guess.
Yes, but I was hoping they didn't have quite this many so soon.
Hmm. Well, what do you want to do?
We need to get out of here.
All right.
Like there was before, it was just avoiding a village I didn't want to have to ever deal with again. But if we're actually there's an actual threat, we need to get out of here.
All right.
I'm
How
going
do
to
you
I'm going to keep Allison out for the moment because you're still concentrating on invisibility, presumably.
do I need to?
Well, do you think having an invisible familiar to scout ahead as we go along would help us?
That's a good question. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna have her for the next, 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, she's going to be invisible for that time.
Uh,
I don't think we should relight the light cantrips.
okay.
So we can follow Alice and rely on her to.
If we stay
Yeah,
uh, relatively close to the edge of the woods,
yeah,
uh, we have dim light
yeah. We have
because
dim light from the
the
fire.
village on fire.
Okay, let's proceed with that for the moment. Hopefully, we do not run into any sorcerers.
All right. I would like a couple of rolls.
Okay. Yep.
First, just a general dex check to see how we stumble through this.
14.
Oh, I got a nat 20. Finally, my first one.
I assume Alice doesn't need to make a stealth check. Sorry, dexterity check.
Carrying her, right?
No, she's running along.
No, she's fine. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. She sees fine.
yeah, she's a cat.
Yeah. Now I would like a stealth check, please, for all three of us.
All right,
She's invisible. Give her advantage. It's fine.
all right. So I'm going to.
Actually, don't even bother rolling for her.
Oh, okay. So just me.
You and I.
Unsurprisingly, considering how no one's probably looking our direction, 18. Quite well.
Yeah, and I rolled over 20 with everything. So we are unobserved as we swing around the farmland.
I assume we don't have to roll a survival check at this point because we're just revolving around a burning village, basically.
No, we're just swinging around to the road.
Mhm.
We have, like I said, dim light. The crops are actually beginning to burn, so pretty soon this is going to be less than dim, or more than dim, I should say.
Oh, will the fire reach the trees?
Uh, Possibly.
Yeah. We can't stick around, unfortunately, for me to douse them.
You can't. Not possible.
No,
You don't have enough of an area effect to. It's a whole town burning.
no. I just meant maybe to save the forest, but I don't think I have.
The forest surrounds the town.
All right, never mind. It's
You
a
might be
moot
able to put
point
this section
anyway.
out, but that section, yeah. There's
All right,
not
it's a moot point. Let's get going.
unless you can change the weather. We are just at the mercy of whatever.
I can conjure some rain. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. With those rolls, we
Yep.
make it to the road. I would like you to roll a perception check, please. Just a straight roll.
18. Very good.
You see, as we're heading towards the road, we just managed to glance in that direction at the right time.
Mhm.
You see a robed individual bent over, uh, a prone something on the ground, and seems to look is making some notes, and stands up after a few minutes of this, looks around. Want to do an insight check?
Sure. Oh, this will probably be a disadvantage given the distance and the light.
Yeah.
All right, I'll still give it a go. Uh, My insight is not as good as because wisdom base 12.
This is fairly overt. So yeah, very smug and happy about something. Mostly because it seems to be doing this.
All right.
And then is looking around, uh, and is heading towards the road.
All
Our
right.
direction.
What?
Our direction.
Oh,
Heading towards the road that we
heading
are.
towards us, you mean?
Yes.
All right, we
Much
can go back into
just
the forest a little bit.
yep. So
I'm
you
going to
wanna
have Alice stay where she is currently. We're just going to pull back into the woods.
so she's gonna sit on her haunches invisible.
Yep, and just observe. Just
Okay.
alert us. My instructions to her is alert me if that individual starts coming towards the forest.
So you're gonna stay within
100
120
feet.
feet. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go back as far as we can from that.
All right. I would like a stealth check. Seeing how we're just sitting still in the dark, with advantage, please.
All right. That is straightforward. That is not cocked. That's good. Total of 20.
All right. So this is what are you observing through her eyes?
Uh, I will actually now that I'm doing this. My main point was just to have her alert us, but if we're confident that we're hidden, I will observe through her eyes.
All right. You do indeed see what we're is very obvious. I mean, these guys aren't subtle. This is a court of the seven
They
sorcerer.
all have the emblem on them, some the symbols on them somewhere. The
Yeah, well, it is kind of dark, but you're looking through cat eyes, so
yeah,
that's fine.
it's
Uh,
usually in gold livery, which kind of reflects light well.
but they're like I said, they're not subtle,
No.
and this is of a familiar court, like an individual of a court, same as last time. Clockwork.
Oh, okay.
They seem to have a theme going. And yeah, he has a nice smug look on his face. He
All right.
enjoys his evening.
All right. I'm gonna let him or her or whoever or whatever this is go.
Yep.
But I just want to take note of the direction they're traveling.
They're heading up the road
So they're heading
the way we came.
the way we came.
Yep.
Just let them go. I'm thinking. I'm just going to whisper to you. Okay, they're heading back up the north road. I think we should just let them leave for the moment.
No, they're heading east.
Oh, okay.
That it's going to take them a bit of time to get to the road, and then you're not sure if they're going to go north or south.
All right. Yes, we need to know this. I'm going to instruct Alice because this is the maximum range I can to just follow behind that person, but stay 60 feet back.
Right.
So
And
as soon as this individual is 60 feet from where Alice is currently along the road, I just
yep.
want her to start stealthily following behind.
Okay.
And
Until
until they come to the road, until they actually go onto the main road.
all right. All right.
Do I need to roll a
Stealth,
stealth check for
please.
her?
Yep, with advantage.
All right. 21.
All right.
The
That's
other one
good.
was a 2, though, so I'm glad there's advantage.
Yes, above any passive perception.
And she is an invisible kitty cat.
Yes. And not drawing any attention, apparently.
Mhm.
So this is going to take a while.
Oh, will the invisibility wear out? That's the thing.
Yes, it will.
Okay. I'm hoping she's staying back far enough. 60 feet is maximum range of dark vision. Well, I've given her instructions.
Yep. So, yes, she does become visible at some point,
Yeah.
but
Still
um,
stealthy.
still very stealthy.
Yeah. Still in the dark.
Um, no, that's it. Once she's visible,
Mhm.
I think it's probably best that you re-roll. No advantage,
Just a straight roll. Okay.
straight roll.
5.
All right. Well, that does beat the natural 1 at disadvantage because he's not really paying attention and not really thinking that he's in any kind of danger because he just burned the crap out of the entire village that he just left. So,
And to be fair, he's not in any danger. She's a cat.
yeah. And even a cat rolling relatively poorly
Mhm.
is it's it's just a noise of a creature in the brush.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to think it is important enough to investigate.
Okay.
Makes it to the north-south road. Want to hazard a guess which direction he turns?
North? South?
He's heading south.
All right. This individual is heading south towards the same way we have to go.
He just froze.
Yeah, I did. For a moment, I saw it there too. Yeah. It was short, though. It's happening a lot.
That's okay. We're almost done.
Yeah. All right. Well, they've left. Should we continue then?
We have an individual heading in the direction that we were planning on heading.
Yep.
That is something we are going to have to take into account moving forward.
Yes, but I don't think we should worry about it too much tonight. Like I said, I'm going to unsummon Alice from where she is. Well, the village isn't much of a problem anymore.
No.
It's late and we need to rest. There's no better shelter along the road than what we have in this forest currently.
I'd like to get a little further away from this place though before we settle down for the night.
Yeah, we can do that, but we're still going to need to. I think it's a good idea to set up camp and rest soon.
Yes. So
Let that sorcerer get as far away from us as they can.
yes, we do not know where they are heading.
No, but considering that it is, I suppose, is possibility that this is not connected to what the Lich warned us about. But I mean, if they were going for this fountain and whatever else is in this mountain range on this map, why would they stop here, just burn down a random village?
Quite true. No, I think this is unrelated to that, but it is definitely something that there's not a small number of these guys running around. That's something we have to really keep in mind.
Yes. We've been able to handle them so far in controlled situations, but if more and more of them are out in the world, that's not going to be an option going forward.
No, and as more and more of them disappear without a trace, we are going to end up finding greater numbers of them just because they want to, be safe.
Okay. Well, let's find a nice spot far away from the burning village to set up camp.
Yeah, so about maybe 15, 20 minutes, half hour from the main north-south road, we'll find a nice quiet spot and set up camp.
Yep.
And
definitely the alarm spell, definitely the hut.
Yep, and both our characters and us should call it an evening.
Yes, because all right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe, and please join us here again next time as we continue our adventures in the wilds of Taiga.
And get ourselves deeper and deeper into trouble.
Oh, yes. Good night, everyone.